So the B550 motherboard has been around for the AM4 platform for the past 2 years, and recently the B550 motherboard has dropped. So today we're going to take a look at the MSI take on the B550 platform with this new motherboard from them. This is the MSI MAG B550 Wi-Fi Mortar motherboard. So today we'll do a very simple unboxing and take a look at what's available in this new motherboard as well as compared with its predecessor, the B450 motherboard. So let's carry on with this video. Hey guys, Realmeltan here, welcome back to this channel. If you are new to this channel, we provide a lot of professional as well as budget PC build ideas to make sure you get the best performance out of the dollar. So if you're like us, you like to stretch your budget, make sure to smash that subscribe button as well as the bell button to not miss out on such amazing cool PC build ideas. So first thing I'm going to do is the unboxing of this new motherboard by MSI. So we have the box, this is the box. Okay, so first thing we have the motherboard. Let's set it inside first. And unlike ASUS, we have white cardboard boxes. White. And inside we have the manual, quick start guide. Also from MSI, thank you card, not as glamorous as ASUS but it still works. Thank you for spending money with MSI. Yeah, at least they give you a badge of honor for buying the motherboard.
So that you can indulge your inner MSI fanboy.
How do I look?
You look great!
Okay, yeah, brochure for MSI to tell you to buy more MSI things. Yeah, they are.
Please buy more shit from us.
If you want to have a full MSI PC, I think you can do so. Okay, so this is MSI reward programs, and thank you for MSI. Data cables for your hard drives. This is the antenna for the motherboard, Wi-Fi antenna, M.2 screws. And yeah, still following ASUS fashion, they still like to have their utilities and drivers instead of CD-ROM. I don't know when it will become a thumb drive, maybe you have to buy a very expensive motherboard to get a thumb drive, but yeah, so this is the unboxing. I'm gonna place the motherboard on a motherboard box and I'm gonna pass this on to Gordon to give you a rundown of what is this new motherboard about. So Gordon, please take over.
Right, thanks Mel. As you mentioned just now, today we're going to go through MSI's new MAG B550m Mortar Wi-Fi mATX motherboard for the AMD Zen platform. But before we go there, you're probably wondering, what is his predecessor, the B450m Mortar Max, doing here? Well, the reason is simple, because this guy has been a mainstay of our product lineup for the last 2 years due to the good mix of features as well as its performance, which is why it makes me very excited to bring to you what the B550, its successor, is bringing to the table that's improved over the B450. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, right, so this is going to be my in-depth overview of the motherboard itself. So I'm going to start right from the top over here. So as you can see, one of the biggest improvements that they've made over the B450 is that the heat sinks for the VRM area, the one right over here, is much bigger. Also, there is now an additional heatsink to the top down here. The B450 does not have a heatsink here. So let's just move right down here. Yeah, the one thing that struck me about this motherboard is the USB Type-C front header, which is right over here. The B450 Mortar Max did not have this connector. Okay, you may be wondering what's the deal about all this, because there isn't really a lot of micro ATX casings with a USB Type-C connector in the front. Well, the thing is that this is going to become more and more of a prevailing standard, so it's always good that this connector is here. And I do believe that in a chicken and egg scenario, when we have more micro ATX motherboards like this coming out with the header, the casing manufacturers will likewise follow suit and come out casings with USB Type-C front headers for micro ATX. So to move a little bit downwards down here, the other improvement that I can see is that there are still two M.2 slots, but now the one at the top, the one that in this B550 board is PCIe 4.0 rated, this one has a heat shield. The second one doesn't. This one is PCIe 3.0 times 4. Okay, next I'd like to talk about the slot arrangement itself. The one thing I have always liked about the B450 Mortar, which has carried over to the B550 Mortar, is that you have two full-length PCIe times 16 slots. But this one here is PCIe 4.0 times 16. The one right below here in B550 fashion is PCIe 3.0 times 4. So this is probably good enough for, let's say, a sound card, up to a 4K video capture card, that kind of thing. So the good thing about this slot arrangement is that you could put, let's say, a full-size GPU which takes 2.5 slots or 3 slots like AIB 3080 Ti, that kind of thing. You put a GPU here, you probably block off these 2 slots, and you still have one more slot here to put, let's say, like discrete count card, capture card, like I said in the example just now. Now, the one thing you do have to take note of this board, this is one thing that carried over from the B450's elder sibling, is that should you use this slot right over here, this M.2 slot here is deactivated. This is one of the only things I don't really like about this board. So you're kind of given a stark choice. If you run two M.2 SSDs, that very last full-length slot cannot be used. But if you use that full-length slot, you're only limited to one M.2 NVMe SSD. So do take note of this should you get this board. But I think it's a rather minor compromise that you have to make for this design, and this compromise was also evident in the B450 sibling. Next, I'm going to go through a couple more points on this motherboard. First and foremost, the one thing that struck me as particularly odd is the CMOS battery location as well as the header to clear the CMOS, which is right over here. Now, I find this location here a little bit problematic because it's sitting right next to the first PCIe X16 slot right over here. The problem was them, like let's say you have a very big AIB GPU that takes up maybe 2.5 slots, an AIB 3080 Ti, that kind of thing again. So what's going to happen if let's say you do something to your BIOS and then let's say the set can't boot, so you have to clear the CMOS to try to get your set to boot. The problem with this arrangement is that if you have that kind of a big size GPU, you are literally forced to remove the GPU first before you can clear the CMOS. So this is one thing that I find very particularly odd. Next, I go on to another point I really like, and it's one of those finally. Now what I mean by that is that the B450 Mortar had 12 volts RGB headers. This guy has 5 volts ARGB or addressable RGB headers. Both of them right over here. The 12 volts normal RGB header is here, and the 5 volts addressable RGB is right over here. So finally, we have an mATX motherboard with ARGB header from MSI. Okay, next I'm going to come to the rear I/O, and this is the part that I really like. This is the rear I/O itself. So the one thing that I really do like about it is the fact that number one, you finally get Wi-Fi. And not only you get Wi-Fi, you get Wi-Fi 6 with the Intel AX200 Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth chipset sitting right over here. You have the Realtek ALC1200 audio codec right over here with the optical audio out. So we have a USB 3.2 Gen 1, Gen 1. The red one is 3.2 Gen 2 with a USB Type-C connector right over here. So USB 2 here and USB 2 here. Another thing I really like, it carries over the feature from the B450 Mortar, which is the BIOS flashback button, like I mentioned in the Asus video itself. This is a feature that is very useful. Like let's say you happen to have, let's say, one of the Ryzen 4th Gen CPUs in the near future, and you bought this motherboard and you know that this guy is sitting on the old BIOS. So before you actually plug in your new 4th Gen CPU, you can just take a thumb drive with the updated BIOS, you plug into here, you press the button without the CPU, any GPU or whatever plugged in, just the power connect from your power supply, and voila! You have the brand new updated BIOS to support your new Ryzen 4th Gen CPU. Okay, right. You may probably be wondering, why am I so excited about this motherboard's rear I/O of all things? Especially the Wi-Fi. Now, to demonstrate why I think this is a really good point, let me show you a little something right over here. Let's say this was the B450 Mortar Max. Let's say I were to build a set with a very big GPU, like this example here, the MSI RTX 2060 Gaming Z. So watch as I put it right here. I've taken up the first PCIe X16 slot, and I have also blocked off the other two PCIe X1 slots. What if, let's say, after I put my graphic card, I need Wi-Fi? So yeah, that leaves me with this option of having to do this. So what does this mean if, let's say, you are using the B450 Mortar? That means, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you put something in this very last slot, that second M.2 slot doesn't work. So yeah, if this was the B450 board, you'll be stuck with that little problem. You're either left with the stark choice of either having a Wi-Fi card or having the second M.2 slot available for you to put another SSD. The good thing about this board is that at least you don't need this fella anymore, because not only do you have Wi-Fi, you have very good Wi-Fi. That is the one thing that makes me so excited about this guy's rear I/O. The fact that this is one of the very few micro ATX motherboards that have built-in Wi-Fi for the AMD AM4 platform itself. As you can see, for mATX, where slots are at a premium, having these two fellas here is a very good thing.
Okay, Gordon, so what do you think about this board and do you look forward to powering up this motherboard?
Oh yes, definitely. Because as I told you, we've always stayed by the B550 Mortar Max. So yes, I am very much looking forward to powering up this guy on in part 2. So do watch out for that.
Yeah, so we have finally done the unboxing and feature walkthrough of this new motherboard by MSI. Let us know in the comment sections below whether you want to use this new B550 motherboard by MSI for your next PC build. Definitely in part 2, we're going to do the powering on and show you all of this RGB magical goodness that comes out of this new motherboard. Right, Gordon?
Yes, we're looking forward to all the bling.
Yeah, so as mentioned in Asus video, any RGB will definitely up your performance like 1000 times.
That is the truth.
So if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And in the meantime, I also recommend this video if you have not watched Asus's take on the B550 series. Make sure to check out the video, which is our review of the Asus Strix B550-F motherboard. Share this video with your friends and click on the eye icon to subscribe to our channel. Do not miss part 2 of this motherboard review, the powering on. And yeah, also click on the bell to know when we pop new videos. So from Gordon and I, say bye!